Thank you all so much for joining me today. As you can see, we're going to talk about fearless leadership and what it takes to be a fearless leader. In today's society, many of us are leaders, and many of you here in this room are leaders in your own respective rights. Many of us in this room are leaders. You lead your department day to day. Every single day you go to work and you lead a team of individuals. But what I want to talk to you about and challenge you today, even though you aren't a leader, you are a leader in your chosen field. Are you an effective leader? There are many leaders around, but are they effective? Are we afraid to step into the greatness that we have to become effective in our leadership? I've worked with many leaders throughout my career, and some of them were great leaders that elicit the desire to pull the best out of you, which is what a leader does. Some were afraid to have the tough conversations, shy away from what's uncomfortable. You can't do that if you want to be an effective leader. You can't shy away from what's uncomfortable. That's just not going to work. Okay? It's not going to work. So if you want to be an effective leader, you got to say to yourself, do I elicit in my staff confidence, the willingness to go that extra mile? Do they feel the passion that I have for this project, for this company? If you want to be effective, one of the things that you need to have, and in addition to being a visionary, you want to have passion. Clearly you want to be a visionary and you want to be able to see exactly where your company is going, where your department is going, so that you can help drive your staff to that end goal. That's imperative. But you want to have passion about it. If you go to work every day and you attempt to lead your team and you're lackluster and you're just whatever, they're going to feel that. And they are going to do what? They're going to exude the same behavior back to you that, okay, so what? We're here. And that's not what you want. You have to know what your passion is and understand, if you are not passionate about what it is that you are doing, you're doing the wrong thing. Okay? If you're not passionate about what you're doing, you are doing the wrong thing. Okay? So if you want to be effective in leading your staff, you want to make sure that you have vision and a roadmap to get you there. You want to make sure you have passion so that when you do give the orders, when you are there and you are leading your troops, they want to be behind you and rally behind you 100%. Okay? That's absolutely imperative. And don't be afraid to step out of the box. Many people are afraid to step out of the box and go along with the status quo because it's easy to just go with status quo. It's easy that way. People buck the system oftentimes. If you're trying to do something new, oftentimes people don't gravitate to that or warm up to something new very often. But it's imperative to get fresh new perspective. That's the only way you're going to do what? You're going to grow. That's right. That's the only way you're going to grow, is if you have a fresh perspective. Don't be that person that gets pushed aside for the next young thing coming out of school with fresh new ideas. You want to always have fresh new ideas. Think outside of the box to take your team, your department, your company to the next level. Think, how can I push the limit? Don't continue to think small. Thinking small will get you nowhere. Okay? I guarantee you that thinking small will get you nowhere. So think outside the box. Think, how can I take this to the next level? Sometimes you have to step aside, think outside of the box and change things around in order to find what you are passionate about. If you don't know what your passion is, you need to find it, because you deserve it. You owe it to yourself, you owe it to your team, you owe it to your family to know what you're passionate about and live in that truth. It's imperative. Sometimes you have to step outside of the box. Years ago, I didn't know what my passion was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I'm sure many of you in this room are the same way. You don't know what you want to do. You don't know what your passion is. But I shook things up and I moved things around in my life. I moved to a different state, got a different job. I just started doing things differently. And when I started doing that, I started thinking differently. If you're doing the same thing day in and day out, nothing will change. You're not going to be able to think outside of the box. You're not going to find your passion. You're not going to shake things up and move forward in your life, both personally and professionally. So it's absolutely imperative that you shake things up, think outside of the box. That takes you to the next level. That helps you to find your passion. Live in your destiny. Every one of us in this room, we have a God-given destiny that we are to fulfill. And it would be a complete shame if you lived your life without realizing what that destiny is and living in that. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. Find what you're passionate about. When you find your passion, when you can think outside of the box, you become the most fearless leader there is, because nothing will be able to shake you up. Nothing will scare you. You want to make sure that you are fearless when you are stepping in front of your staff and you are taking them into uncharted territories. You want to be confident enough to tell them it's going to be okay. I feel passionately about this. This is going to work. We need to go to the next level. You don't want to follow the trends. You want to be able to set the trends, okay? And the only way to do that is to, again, think outside the box. Get past the fears of small thinking, because small thinking is the playground of the fearful. Exactly. That's exactly correct. All right? Thinking small is the playground of the fearful. When you play small, that's because you are afraid to think outside the box and go to the next level. You want to always go to the next level, okay? That's just that you don't want to stay stagnant. There is no growth in being stagnant. There's absolutely no growth, okay? So I want each and every one of you to take out a sheet of paper, and I want you to think of 3 things that you can do today that's going to take your business to the next level. Something you've never done before. Something that's different. Something that's bold. And then once you've gotten those 3 things that you can do that's going to take your business to the next level, something, again, that you've never done before, then you're going to take that list back with you. You're going to research to see how feasible those ideas are, what it takes to implement those ideas. Because you can have all the ideas in the world, but you have to implement them with care. You have to do your research, your due diligence. Always do your research to make sure that it's feasible. And then you go full force ahead and figure out how you're going to do it. Do not let no, you can't be your stopping ground. We're all going to have stumbling blocks, but we can't let that stop us. There are little roadblocks that are going to be in your way. You cannot let that stop you. It just can't. You will get nowhere if you let that stop you. I guarantee you that. So does everyone have their list? Right? So I want you to take that list of 3 things that you can do to take your business to the next level. It could be hiring different staff. It could be moving to a new location. It could be implementing a new product line. Whatever the case may be, think about how that's going to affect your business, how it's going to increase morale, get your staff excited about something new. And while we're talking about staff, make sure that you are challenging, stay plugged into your staff. Make sure that you are challenging them. There may be times when you need to move individuals around from one role to the next because they're not challenged in their role. If you want to have high retention, high employment morale, make sure they are challenged. If someone is in a role right now that they're feeling unfulfilled or unchallenged, you need to take a look at that and figure out where else can they be better used. Stay plugged into your staff. When your staff knows that you're plugged into them and you're sensitive to what's going on with them and you understand what's going on to them, that increases morale, that increases loyalty. And then when you do implement these policies that are different outside of the box, they will ride with you and stay with you and support you because they will be loyal to you.